guys, today we are going to be processing some squash. Let's get started with these, and I'm going to show you how I process them for the winter time. So the first thing I have to do is I have to wash all of these. So I'm just going to wash all of these, and I'll see you guys when I'm done washing all of them. I'm going to move all of this squash over to our cutting board. Okay, so I'm going to use a large kitchen knife, and then I'm going to get a bowl to put the cut squash in, since there won't be room enough on my cutting board to leave all the chopped squash here, so I'm just going to put it in a big bowl. So I got the biggest bowl we have, and I'm just going to take a squash, cut the end off on both ends, and then I need a bowl for the scraps too. So I'll just use just a random bowl for the scraps, and then I'm going to cut them, I guess about an inch thick. I would say about an inch or half an inch thick, and then I'm just going to cut them in little squares like this. And then I'm going to put these in our bowl. So we've had a good crop of squash this year. Last year we had a pretty good crop. I think I can't remember how much we got last year. I know we gave a lot of it away, so I guess we had a good bit. I can't really remember, but I do remember in 2022, the year before, we had a lot of squash. We definitely planted too much that year, but we were glad because we could give it away to family and friends. Okay guys, so I cut it all up. I just kind of put a little towel over. This is a damp towel, just so it kind of stays, because if it's like out in the open, it'll dry up. So I just kind of got the towel damp a little bit, and so I just put a damp towel over this so it wouldn't dry up while I am getting my mixer and all that ready. I cut up a whole cutting board of this and a big bowl of this, so it's actually a lot of squash. It's going to take me quite a while, and it's going to be a lot. Last time I think I had like 12 or 13 like sandwich baggie sizes, so I have no idea how much this is going to make. How much do you think it's going to make?
A lot.
So I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to do like sandwich size bags, so then like when we're baking we don't have to like thaw out a whole bag. We'll just have individual like portions. Like maybe I'll put like 2 cups of the chopped up squash in there. So anyway, let's start chopping it all up in our mixer. Okay, so I'm going to put some squash in our blender. I'm just using the KitchenAid mixer, or blender, chopper. Isn't it called chopper?
Food processor.
Food processor. I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to start chopping it. What? Okay, we have some baggies. We bought these things from Amazon. I'll put a link in the description box below for these. But anyway, we bought some of these things. They are really, really handy, especially when it comes to doing projects like this, when you can't hold like the bag open while you're trying to scoop whatever in the bag. So you just put it on these little things. These things are so handy. We use these a lot for everything. Again, I'll put the link in the description box below for these things. I think we found them for Amazon. They weren't very expensive. I'm just going to fill the bag up. I think I'm going to do about 2 cups of squash in each baggie. So I'll just do 8 of these 1/4 cups in a baggie. I think it can fit about 2 cups in there. So I just chopped it pretty finely. Let me take the blade out. So I just chopped it pretty finely, so then in the cake, or actually I forgot to mention, we're also going to be using these for fritters, which is actually like probably the main thing I'm doing this for is fritters, because you just take chopped up squash and then you put it in a batter and you can fry it and make like the best thing to do with squash. That's like our favorite thing to do with squash. I think I can fit a couple more in there. Our favorite thing to do with squash is make squash fritters. And in the wintertime, we don't really make squash fritters. That's because we don't have squash in the wintertime. But now that I'm doing this, we can, because this is the exact kind of squash you put in the batter for squash fritters. So hopefully in the wintertime we can start having more fritters and bread and, you know, all sorts of stuff. And you can also make like a custard out of squash. I don't know, I've never done that before, but I was just searching online and I found out that you can do that. So I might have to try that one day in the wintertime with all of this. Okay, so I have 1 bag. This is 2 cups. So I'm going to get a permanent marker and just write on there. So when this thaws out, it will be watery. It will have water in there. So you will just pour it in a strainer and then, or cheesecloth, through cheesecloth, whatever. And you can just drain the water out, and then it will be perfect for bread or fritters, whatever you want to do with it. So I have 1. I just wrote the date. It is July 3rd today. So I just wrote 7/24. So there are 2 cups of grated squash. So I'm just going to lay this flat, and then I'm going to just put this over here. I'm going to set up another baggie, and then I'm going to cut some more squash, or blend some more squash. This was, I don't know how many squash it was. It was like, I don't know, I'll have to go back in my video and watch. But it was quite a bit of squash. And then my mom just brought in 2 more from the garden, so, but I will probably do a recipe video out of those 2 squash, so, but I'll do that later on. Anyway, I'm just gonna finish cutting up all of this squash, and I'll see you guys when we are almost done. Okay, so I'm moving on to the second bowl, or the bowl. This is like a really big bowl. And I got 3 bags. I got 6 cups of squash in total. 3 bags, 2 cups in each bag. So I'm just going to put about, about 2 cups. It's, some is 1.5 cups, some's 2 cups, roughly. So I'm just going to continue doing this until I work through this entire bowl. Okay guys, so the squash is done. It is done freezing. I'm done with the squash. It's actually the next day. I wanted to finish the clip when when all the squash was frozen. So anyway, let's show you guys kind of how much all of that made. I don't know exactly how much squash that was, but it was a lot. And over here we have the summer squash that was I blended up in the blender, And down here, they are all frozen solid. And I just got like, I don't know, I have to count how many I did. I'll count real quick. And then the ones in the green permanent marker are the ones I did last time. And then the ones in the black permanent marker are the ones I did yesterday. So I'm going to count real quick and see how many I did. Okay, so that was 11 bags of little baggies. 11 sandwich baggies of the grounded up squash. You can see what it looks like. So we got 2 of these big bags. So we have another one in the freezer. I just didn't take it out because I only needed one for the video. This is what it looks like. It is fully frozen, and I did cubed because I thought we could, I guess if like we could just like, you know, put it in like water or something and then season it with butter, salt, and pepper and then do it that way. And then it might be mushy, but it would still be good, I think. So I did 2 of these bags, and I think each bag will make 2 meals in one bag. So we'll have 4 meals out of the cube squash. And probably before the summer's over, I might do more cube squash. I don't know, I'll have to see. These are the ones we did yesterday. It accidentally had a little bit of it was laying on top of one of these, so the permanent marker accidentally got on the back of the package. It's alright though. So yeah, definitely turned out well. Now, we can use these for squash bread. We can give these to our family and they can make squash bread with this. We can make squash fritters. Most importantly, I'm actually doing all of this, especially so we can have squash fritters, because that is our favorite thing to do with the squash here in the South, is do squash fritters. I recommend you look up a good recipe for squash fritters. I'll put the recipe we use in the description box below. But if you use a recipe like that, the squash fritters turn out absolutely delicious. We love squash fritters. So I'm really happy that now we can have them in the wintertime with this frozen squash. Okay, so I think that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed learning about how to do the squash and how we do our squash here. And maybe in the wintertime I can do a video about how we make squash fritters. I think that would be really fun. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you guys on the next adventure.